Welcome to the Tuesday edition of Juan's World. Going to do some cooking today, as you can see from this cooking pot, which is currently holding my latest iteration of Cambodian Master Stock. I've talked about Master Stocks before. I've talked about Chinese Master Stock. I've talked about just a regular old European stock pot. But today I'm going to talk specifically about Cambodian Master Stock, because I gave my sister a birthday present recently. She just had a birthday on September 1st, and I gave her some Galangal and some lemongrass and some fish sauce, and those are the main ingredients of Master Stock. So this is a tribute and a lesson for her. And whilst we're at it, I'm just going to go up here to my sauce shelf, because my stocks often have sauces in them. Fish sauce, of course. Fish sauce is one of the fundamental ingredients of all stocks and sauces in Southeast Asia. So I've got several kinds of fish sauce, but I've also got oyster sauce. I've got some Korean sauces, got a few citrus juices, various things collected over the years. Every time I go to the supermarket and I see something like a hot sauce or a sukiyaki sauce or something, I'll say, oh, that looks good, and buy it. And it's very, very important in making Master Stock. So let's get started on that. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the ingredients, and here they're all fresh, even though I sent powdered forms of galangal and lemongrass to my sister, just like you would get powdered forms of herbs like oregano or thyme, where you could also get fresh. Well, I can get fresh, and that's what I use. It's a little bit brighter flavor, but not noticeably so. So in this image, you've got several things. You've got, at the very left, taking up almost half the frame, is galangal. Looks an awful lot like ginger root if you have ever bought fresh ginger root. It's in the same family, but it doesn't taste the same at all. Then to the right of that is a green leaf, which is Kaffir lime leaf, which is used to add a sour note to Cambodian cooking. And then up and to the right from that, an orange looking tubery kind of rooty thing is turmeric. You can use powdered turmeric just as easily as the tuber here, but the tuber has a brighter flavor. And then above that is what's called in English finger root. It's also in the ginger family, and you can see it sort of looks like it's like bulbous fingers. And it's also very common. Usually in Cambodian markets, you can get all of these together in a bundle. They just call it herb mix or soup mix or something like that. Then we also have lemongrass. Now, lemongrass looks a little bit like an onion or a leek or something like that. So like here, for example, right in the middle is the lemongrass, to the left is some leeks, they're not big fat leeks like they are in Europe or in the United States. They tend to be skinnier, and they're sometimes actually called by the Cambodian version of spring onion. They call them leafy onions. So the main part of the lemongrass that has all of the rich flavors is the bulbous end. So you can throw it all in, but what I typically do is I chop it up and put it in with all the other ingredients also chopped up. So let me just show you now the beginning of making the master stock. Fill a pot up with water, put in chopped up lemongrass, galangal, turmeric, finger root, leeks, maybe onions or shallots if you want to, some fresh ginger if you want to, and there are some other ingredients as well that are going to be very, very hard to get if you don't live in Southeast Asia. There's one you can see here called sawtooth, or sometimes it's called culantro. It's sort of like cilantro or like leaf coriander, but much more pungent. And morning glory, various other greens that you can put in, and royal basil. Now you might be able to get royal basil in the United States or in Europe. I wouldn't put regular basil in. That would change the taste rather too much. And so start simmering and add fish sauce to taste, which for me, a whole pot of these various herbs, I'd probably add maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons full, and just simmer and simmer and simmer like you would with any other stock. Now we get on to the cooking part. I first of all just simply strained out enough to put into a saucepan with some dumplings and heated the dumplings through, added a little bit of spring onion for a decoration or just a little additional flavor, and you've got a nice dumpling soup. And then I went on to something that is even more classically Cambodian, which is called amok, and it's spelt like amok, A-M-O-K. And what I did here was I strained off enough of the broth to have a nice layer in a skillet, added some salmon, cooked it through, and then I actually took the salmon out whilst I prepared the sauce, which is made by adding coconut cream and assorted vegetables of your choice. It could be, for example, carrots, it could be green or red pepper, leeks, potatoes, whatever you want, and put them into the sauce and reduce it, and then when it's nicely thick, add back the salmon and serve it with rice. In this case, I boiled up some glutinous, that is sticky rice, and served the amok with the sticky rice. Now, a master sauce is like any other stock. It's like the Chinese master sauce that I did earlier on. Once you have a pot with a master sauce or a master stock in it, you can keep replenishing the items in it. You can add some more turmeric or some more galangal or some more ginger or what have you. And as you take out the broth, you put back water, and of course that dilutes things, so you need to add some more ingredients, and you just keep going and keep going. I do it usually maybe 2-3 weeks at a time, and then I just get tired of doing it and So use up the broth, throw away the spent herbs and spices, and make a completely different stock. So I hope you've enjoyed this tour into Southeast Asian cooking. If you have, please like, please subscribe, please tell your friends not only to like and subscribe, but to perhaps add links on their Facebook pages or Instagram or whatever, so that I get a greater viewership. And meanwhile, I wish you a very happy week, and I will see you on Friday with another travel edition. Don't know where yet. Somewhere strange, no doubt. So have a joyous week.